Good morning. My name is P. Venkateswarlu, lecturer in physics, APR Junior College, Tatipudi. In this class, we will discuss the important new concept, that is potentiometer. What is potentiometer? What is the principle and working of potentiometer? What are the uses of potentiometer? So potentiometer is a device which is used to measure the potential difference between two given points in any closed circuit. That device is called as potentiometer. So we already learned another device which is used to measure the potential difference between any two points in any closed circuit is nothing but voltmeter. So voltmeter is the device that is also used to measure the potential difference between two points. By comparing the two, the potentiometer is the device which gives the accurate value of potential difference between two points in any closed circuit rather than the value given by voltmeter. So preferably potentiometer is used to measure potential difference between two points than the voltmeter. Why it gives the accurate value? The potentiometer cannot draw any amount of current from the given closed circuit, but the voltmeter can draw some amount of current from the given circuit. As a result, it will not give the accurate value of potential difference. Due to that reason, potentiometer is preferable to measure the potential difference between two points rather than voltmeter. So this is important, very short answer type question. Coming to the what is the principle and working of potentiometer. Let's state the principle of potentiometer. The potential difference across any portion of a wire is directly proportional to the length of that portion when a constant current is passed through a wire of uniform area of cross section. So in order to measure the potential difference between any portion of the given wire, so that potential difference is always directly proportional to the balancing length of that portion if the area of cross section of the entire wire should be uniform, the first condition. And the second one is when a constant current is passing through along the given potentiometer wire. In that situation, the potential drop across the selected portion of wire is equal to its balancing length. That is the principle of potentiometer wire. Later we explain in detail with the help of the diagram of potentiometer. So what are the uses of potentiometer? So potentiometer is used to compare the electromotive force of two given cells. Already we defined what is the definition of electromotive force in the previous class. So we can compare the electromotive force of given two cells. That is the first use. And coming to the second use, to determine the internal resistance of any given cell, which can be represented by small r. So the second use is to determine the internal resistance of the given cell. So these are the two important uses to be discussed and derive the mathematical relation by using potentiometer principle. Coming to the principle and construction and working of the potentiometer. So here we are observing this is the actual structure of potentiometer. So the potentiometer consisting a number of segments of wire of uniform area of cross section. So number of segments of wire means, suppose if you are observing in the figure, so between point A and B the length of the given segment of wire is nearly equal to 6 meters or 10 meters. So we can observing that from point A to this one. So this is the first segment of wire which is equal to 1 meter length or 100 centimeter, similar to the length of the wire in meter bits. So the end point is connected with or fixed with copper strips. So these are called as the copper strips. So this point is again connected to another copper strip whose length is similar to the first one, 100 centimeters. So like this, 6 or 10 meters of wire is connected in parallel position between point A and B that are fixed on the wooden board. So the number of segments of wire of uniform area of cross section, each segment length is equal to 1 meter or 100 centimeters, is fixed between the two end points A and B on the wooden board. So the two end points can be represented for our convenience like this. So this is the point A here, and this is the point B where the total number of segments of wire of equal length 1 meter fixed between the 2 points by means of copper strips. So this is similar to this circuit. So between the two end points we can connect the number of segments of wire. So across the ends of A and B, we connect a battery of EMF E, a plug key K, and a rheostat RH. So rheostat is the device which is used to adjust the amount of current passing in the given circuit. So this can be act as the variable resistance. How much of current is we require? That amount of current is adjusted by using rheostat. So rheostat, plug key, a battery of EMF E, and an ammeter is connected in series between the 2 points A, B as shown in figure. So this is equivalent to this circuit. So across the end points A and B, we connect a rheostat of resistance RH, a plug key K, a cell of EMF E, and an ammeter is connected in series with the two end points. Okay, these two are similar. In order to measure the balancing length, where the potential difference at that particular portion of wire is 0. To measure the balancing length, we kept or arranged 1 meter scale on the given potentiometer wire. So this is the meter scale which is used to measure the balancing length of the given selected portion of wire. Here also we can represent the meter scale fixed along the potentiometer wire. So this is the arrangement of the first circuit. So this circuit is called as primary circuit. So this is called as the primary circuit. So this circuit is primary circuit. So primary circuit consisting of ammeter, battery of EMF E, plug key, rheostat in series with the manganese wire, or between the 2 points of the manganese wire AB, which are fixed on the wooden board, along with a meter scale to measure the balancing length of that particular portion of the given potentiometer wire. Then we can observe. So the point A is connected a voltmeter and a galvanometer in series to measure the balancing length. Already we explained in the case of meter bridge and Wheatstone bridge. The galvanometer is a device which is used to measure the small amount of current and identify the balancing condition when the current through galvanometer is equal to 0. To measure the balancing length, we connect a galvanometer in series with the voltmeter with a slider or a jockey J that is touches the along the given potentiometer wire. So this is also similar to the equation. So this is galvanometer and this is connected to the jockey J. These are in series combination. So this is the voltmeter. So this circuit is called as secondary circuit. The secondary circuit consisting of voltmeter, galvanometer and jockey J. Jockey J has a sharp edge to identify at what point on the given potentiometer wire we observing the balancing length. So this is called as secondary circuit. This is primary circuit. Then we can explain what is the principle of potentiometer wire. Let us say the potentiometer wire is having a length L. Coming to the principle of potentiometer wire. So the resistance of potentiometer wire is equal to, let us say, capital L. Resistance of the potentiometer wire is capital R. And the rheostat resistance is equal to nothing but RH. So these two are in series combination. So this is the potentiometer wire of resistance R and the total length is, so length of potentiometer wire is equal to capital L. Then what is the potential drop across the given total length of the potentiometer wire? So that can be measured. Later we can select some portion of the potentiometer length in between the endpoints A and B and how it is related with its balancing length. Then we can write what is the so we can write R is equal to resistance of wire, A is equal to uniform area of cross section and L is the length of wire. RH is the resistance of rheostat. So E is EMF of primary cell. So this is primary circuit. Capital E is EMF of primary cell. So this primary cell is used to provide a constant current or steady current along the manganese wire of uniform area of cross section. So the current should be steady or constant and the area of cross section of the potentiometer wire should be uniform. In that situation, the potential drop across any portion of the length of wire is directly proportional to its balancing length. So how we can prove the mathematical relation of the principle? Here we can observing that what is the, suppose if you close the key, then the circuit is said to be in closed condition. When we put the key in the plug key, then the circuit is said to be in closed condition. As a result, the current I passes along the manganese wire AB. So the current passes along the manganese wire AB. Then we can write the current I can be written as EMF by R total according to Ohm's law. What is EMF? That is nothing but E by total resistance means R plus RH. That is rheostat. This is the value of current passing along the potentiometer wire. Clear? Then we connect a voltmeter, galvanometer and Jackie J in series combination at point A such that the positive polarity of the voltmeter should be connected at point A. Later discuss why we connect positive polarity of the voltmeter at point A. So the voltmeter is used to measure the potential difference across any 2 points along the given potentiometer wire. Then that drop is directly proportional to that balancing length or not. That can be observed and explain the principle of potentiometer wire. Suppose if you are observing that, so plus means high potential. So this is the high potential value and this is the low potential value, point B, that is 0. Then what is the potential drop across the potentiometer wire? That is nothing but V. So V is the potential difference across AB. So according to Ohm's law we can write VAB is equal to I into RAB. Potentiometer, resistance of the potentiometer wire. RAB is the resistance of the potentiometer wire. So this can be written as RAB. So RAB is equal to nothing but R. Then we can write VAB means V. So V is equal to nothing but I means we can write E by R plus RH into RAB. So the length of the potentiometer wire is capital L and A is the area of cross section. So from the relation between resistance, so R is equal to rho L by A. Then we can write VAB or V. So VAB is equal to V. So V is equal to, this can be written as E by R plus RH into, so R is equal to rho L by A. So from this we can write V is equal to E rho by R plus RH rho by A into 1 by L. So E is EMF in the primary cell which is always constant. So the resistance of the potentiometer is constant. The resistance of the rheostat is also constant. So resistivity of the given wire is constant. A is the uniform area of cross section which is always constant. So this is always constant. So we can write V is equal to constant K into L. Or this can be written as implies V proportional to L. V proportional to L, where K is constant. Then we can write V proportional to L. What is V? The potential drop along the given potentiometer wire is always directly proportional to the length of that wire. So we can write K is nothing but K is equal to V by L. K is called as potential gradient. K is called as potential gradient. Potential gradient. Okay. So what is potential gradient? The potential drop per unit length of the given wire is called as potential gradient. So V is the potential drop across the endpoints divided by the total length of the given wire. So the potential drop across along the wire by the total length of the given wire is called as potential gradient. That is represented by K. So K is equal to V by L. What is unit of potential gradient? Volt per centimeter. So we can write the unit of this is nothing but volt so this can be written as volt upon centimeter. Why? Because the length of the manganese wire is taken in centimeters. So the unit of K is nothing but volt per centimeter. So this is the principle of potentiometer. Suppose if you move the jockey J at point A, if you touch the jockey J at point A, the galvanometer reaches to the maximum potential. Why? Because the point A is higher potential. If you touch the jockey J at point B, it is having lower potential. So it is deflected in the opposite direction. So while we touch the jockey J at point A, the galvanometer deflects towards the left. And if touch the point B, it deflects towards the right. Suppose if you touch the point on the wire at C, if the current passing through the galvanometer is equal to 0, then that potential drop is always proportional to the balancing length, which can be represented, let us say, X. So X is the length of the selected portion of wire from point A to C, where the current passing in the galvanometer is equal to 0. So this potential can be represented by, let us say, V dash. So the second one is case 2. So when the jockey J touches at point C, the current through the galvanometer shows 0 reading. That length is called as balancing length. Then what is the potential drop across this given portion of the wire? That can be represented as, let us say, V dash. So V dash is equal to I multiply R dash. The resistance of the wire should be differ. Why? Because the selected portion between A and C. What is the value of R dash? R dash is equal to the total resistance by length, means resistance per unit length, multiply what is the portion of the length, that is nothing but X. That is similar to the, suppose 100 apples cost is equal to 500. What is the cost of 10 apples? So we can find the cost of 1 apple. So 100 apples cost 500. So 1 apple is equal to 500 by 100. What is 10 apples? Into 10. 500 by 100 into 10. 500 rupees by 100 into 10. That is the cost of 10 apples. Similarly, what is the resistance of this portion of the wire? That is nothing but the resistance per unit length multiplied the selected portion of the resistance of the wire, that is AC. So this is the resistance of that wire. Therefore, potential drop across the point A and C. So AC is equal to I into R dash. So we can write R by L into X. So I, R by L is constant. Therefore, we can write V dash across the portion of wire AC is equal to K into X. where K is nothing but I into R by L. Here we can observe that K is equal to E rho by R plus RHA into, so this is equal to K. So K is equal to this value. Then we can write this implies, so V dash AC proportional to X. So what is X? The selected portion of the length of the given wire. What is the potential drop across the selected portion of the wire? That is nothing but V dash. So V dash is the potential drop across a given portion of wire that is directly proportional to that portion of length when steady current is passing along the wire having uniform area of cross section. Let's discuss the uses of potentiometer. The first use of potentiometer is to compare the electromotive force of the given two cells. The second one is to determine the internal resistance of the given cell. How we can compare the electromotive force of the given two cells? By using potentiometer principle. So this is the diagram used to explain the comparison of EMF of the given two cells. We know the principle of potentiometer. What is the principle of potentiometer? The potential drop across any portion of wire is directly proportional to its balancing length. That can be represented like this. So V proportional to L, V by L is equal to K. So V by L is K is called as potential gradient. The potential per unit length of the potentiometer wire is always constant. Coming to the explanation how we can compare the electromotive force of the given two cells. So coming to the construction. So the primary circuit is consisting of a battery of EMF E, a plug key K, a rheostat having resistance RH, which is acting as a variable resistance that uses to adjust to provide a constant current. That current can be measured by using an ammeter. These are all connected in series combination, and the end point of the series combination is connected across point A and point B. So point A is connected to the positive polarity of the battery and B is connected to the negative polarity of the battery. So between A and B, number of segments of potentiometer wire, each segment is equal to 100 centimeters, is fixed on the wooden board having a scale which is used to measure the balancing length. So between A and B there is a potentiometer wire of number of segments which are equal to 1 centimeter each segment. So that is fixed on the wooden board having a meter scale for the calibration of balancing length. So this is called as the primary circuit. So this is primary circuit. And coming to the cells whose EMFs are compared having the values E1, E2 are connected in the secondary circuit like this. So the positive polarity of the two EMFs having values E1, E2 are connected to the positive polarity of the primary cell at the common point A. And the negative polarity of the two cells E1, E2 are connected by means of a two-way plug key to a jockey J through a galvanometer in series combination. So this is called as the secondary circuit. So positive polarities are always connected to the positive polarity of the primary cell. Negative polarities are connected to jockey J through a galvanometer. This is called secondary circuit. Secondary circuit. Okay. Now, how we can compare the EMF of the given two cells? First, we can close the the key, the two-way plug key, such that put the key between the points 1 and 3. So put the key between the points 1 and 3 such that the cell of EMF E1 is coming to the closed circuit. When the primary circuit provided a constant current across the potentiometer wire, then we can touch the jockey J at different points along the manganese wire. Let us say when the jockey J touched point here, then the current passing through the galvanometer shows 0 reading. Then we can say that the potential drop across the given wire between AJ is equal to the EMF across the cell having values E1. Clear? So the potential drop across the length of the wire between AJ is equal to the EMF of the cell E1. So the balancing length for the value of EMF E1 can be represented as, let us say, L1, where the current passing through the galvanometer is equal to 0. Then we can write when key closed, that means 1 is connected to 3. Then EMF E1 is coming to the circuit and touch the jockey J at different points such that when it touches at J, the current passing through the galvanometer is equal to 0. Implies the potential drop across AJ is equal to the EMF E1. So what is the balancing length across the given wire? That is nothing but L1. Therefore, when or if Ig is equal to 0, then the balancing length AJ is equal to L1. So according to principle of potentiometer, the potential drop across VAJ is equal to potential gradient into balancing length L1. But this potential drop across the given length L1 is equal to the EMF of the cell E1. Then we can write VAJ is equal to E1, implies E1 is equal to nothing but KL1. So this is called equation 1. We can also apply the KVL, Kirchhoff voltage law. So when the plug key is closed between 1 and 3, then what is the closed loop? We can consider this point or starting point A, E1, G, J, and coming to along the wire in this direction and reaches to the A. Suppose if you take in this direction, so we are moving from higher potential to lower potential. So EMF is negative. Then we can write from KVL. Also we can find the value of E1. So from KVL we can write the closed loop AE1 GJA. Closed loop is nothing but AE1 GJA. So from this we can write, while we are moving in this direction, higher potential, lower potential means minus E1. So we have touched the jockey J here. So here the potential is lower value. So 0. Here the potential is higher value. So negative to positive. Then we can write this is plus VAJ. There is no cell. That is equal to 0. So this is nothing but this value. So VAJ is equal to E1. So this is called as the KVL or Kirchhoff voltage law. We can find VAJ is equal to E1. Right? Then we can apply for the second cell. So remove the the key between 1 and 3 and close the gap between 2 and 3. So put the key between the gap 2 and 3. Then the cell of EMF E2 is coming to the closed circuit and the EMF of E1 is removed from the circuit. Then again we touch the jockey J at different points along the potentiometer wire. Let us say the wire is touches at point G dash. Then the current through the galvanometer is equal to 0. Then that balancing length between point A to J dash is represented as L2. So LT is the balancing length where we are observing the potential drop across AJ dash is equal to the EMF of the second cell E2 such that the current passing through the galvanometer is equal to 0. From potentiometer principle we can write close key 2 and 3, then touch the jockey J at J dash, then the balancing length AJ dash is equal to L2. Then find the potential drop across AJ dash. From the KVL, again we can take A, E2, G, G dash and coming to in this direction that reaches to the point A. So then we can write VAJ dash is equal to nothing but E2. But what is the VAJ dash? Potential drop across the given length AJ dash wire is equal to L2. So from the principle of potentiometer, VAJ dash is equal to KL2 implies E2 is equal to KL2. This is equation 2. This is equation 2. Then from equation 1 and 2, we can take equation 1 by equation 2 implies E1 by E2 is equal to KL1 by KL2. Cancel K implies L1 by L2. So the EMF of given two cells E1 by E2 is equal to L1 by L2. So what are L1, L2? The balancing length corresponding to the first cell of EMF E1 and balancing length for the second cell of EMF E2. So this is the mathematical equation of comparison of two cells E1, E2 that is equal to L1, L2. Let's discuss how we can determine the internal resistance of a given cell using potentiometer. So this is the diagram used to explain how we can derive the internal resistance of the given cell. We know the principle of potentiometer, that is V by L is equal to K. And also observe the construction of the potentiometer in the case of comparison of EMF of the given two cells. The primary circuit consisting of a battery of EMF E, a plug key K, rheostat RH, an ammeter A connected in series between the two endpoints A and B such that the positive polarity is connected to A and negative polarity is connected to B. Between A and B, number of segments of potentiometer wire is fixed on the wooden board and a meter scale is also fixed along the manganese wire to measure its balancing length. This is primary. Coming to the secondary, this is important. The cell whose internal resistance to be measured having value E1 is connected at point A such that the positive polarity is connected to the point A and a resistance of value R is connected across the cell E1 by means of a plug key K2. And the common point of both is connected to a galvanometer and a jockey J in series combination. This is called the secondary circuit. Okay? Then we can coming to the working of the potentiometer by consideration of the principle. V is proportional to L. First we can observing that when a steady current passing through the given potentiometer wire between A and B by means of battery in the primary circuit. Suppose if the key K2 is open, if key K2 is open, then the resistance R should not be coming into the circuit. Only the EMF having value E1 is coming into the closed circuit. Then the direction of the current is passing in this way. And again the jockey J is touches along the manganese wire at different points. Let us say when the jockey J touches here, that point is represented as P. Then the current passing through the galvanometer is equal to 0. Then that point is called as null point. Null point means the point at which the jockey J touches on the potentiometer wire such that the current passing through the galvanometer is equal to 0. So that point is balancing point, and that length is called as balancing length. So AJ is balancing length represented by L1 between A to J. So the potential drop across the given length of the wire between AJ is equal to the EMF of the cell E1 from the principle of potentiometer. Then we can write potential drop across AJ. So we can write VAJ is equal to nothing but E1, that is equal to KL1. Similar to the first case, the potential drop between the 2 points A and J, that is balancing length L1, is equal to EMF of the given cell E1. And the second one, suppose if the key K2 is closed and plug the key K2 and that is closed, then what happens? It is coming to the closed circuit. Then we know the definition of terminal potential difference. What is the terminal potential difference? The potential difference across the ends of the terminals of the given cell when the circuit is closed, or if the circuit draws the current from the cell, then such potential difference is called as terminal potential difference. Here also we can observe the same concept. When the plug key K2 is closed, then what happens? It draws the current from the cell of value E1. Then we can again touch the jockey J at different points. Then the balancing length should be less than the initial balancing length. Why? Because the terminal potential difference should be less than the EMF having value E1 and the drop across the internal resistance smaller. So the terminal potential difference V is equal to E1 minus IR. So we can observe the balancing length should be less than the value of E1. So we can write. So when the jockey J touches at point, let us say Q, then the current passing through the galvanometer is equal to 0. Then the balancing length between the point A and Q is, let us say, L2. Then what is the potential drop? That drop is equal to the potential drop across the resistance R. Then we can write the potential drop across AQ. So AG means this can be written as AP. So AQ is equal to nothing but the potential drop K into L2, where L2 is equal to nothing but AQ. So L2 is the balancing length between A and Q, such that the current passing through the garnet is equal to 0 when plug key KT is closed. Then the potential difference across the terminals of the cell of EMF E1 having internal resistance R should be equal to the potential drop across the external resistance R, according to definition of terminal potential difference. Then we can take, this is equation 2. So this potential difference across the resistance can be taken as, let us say, V. So V is equal to KL2. So this is taken as equation 2. Then we can write equation 1 by equation 2. That implies E1 by V is equal to L1 by L2. Cancelled K, numerator and denominator. So this is called equation 1. We know that the relation between the terminal potential difference, internal resistance, and the external resistance. So the terminal potential difference V is always less than the EMF of the cell minus the drop across the internal resistance. Already we discussed in the previous topic. Then we can consider the secondary circuit. This is E1. This is R. This is external resistance. Here the key K2 is closed. This is R plus minus E1. This is R. Current is passing like this. Then we can write nothing but, so the potential, terminal potential difference across the end is equal to this potential difference. So V is equal to plus minus. So V is equal to E1 minus I into small r. From this we can write IR is equal to E1 minus V. And what is the value of drop across the resistance? That is nothing but V is equal to IR. So we can write IR is equal to V. And dividing these two, therefore IR by I capital R is equal to E1 minus V by V. So cancel I, and finally we get small r by capital R. So we can write this is nothing but small r by capital R is equal to E1 minus V by V. So this can be written as E1 by V minus 1. Okay. So this can be taken as equation 2. So this is equation 1. Okay. So from equation, this is equation 1, this is taken as 2. So this is taken as equation 3. So from equation 2 and 3. 2 and 3. So observing that E1 by V is equal to L1 by L2. Substitute the value of E1 by V is equal to L1 by L2 in this equation. Then finally small r by capital R is equal to, so E1 by V is nothing but L1 by L2 minus 1. From this we can write, small r is equal to capital R into L1 by L2 minus 1. This is the expression for the internal resistance of the given cell which is connected in the secondary circuit. So this is very, very important for board examination. What is the principle of potentiometer and how to determine the internal resistance of the given cell and also to compare the EMF of the given two cells. If you follow the concept of potentiometer principle, we can solve the simple applications based on this principle of potential. Now solve the simple applications on potentiometer principle and its uses. So observe the two figures. So this is the simple circuit diagram of potentiometer. So the standard EMF of the primary cell is equal to 16 volts and the total length of the potentiometer wire is given 8 meters and the EMF of the cell in the secondary circuit is given 8 volt. If the balancing length is observed between the points AP, that is X, then what is the value of X? So this is very easy to calculate the value of X. What is the principle of potentiometer? The potential drop across any given length of wire is directly proportional to its balancing length. So we can write, so the total potential drop across the entire wire is nothing but 16 by 8. So we can write the principle of potentiometer. So V by L. So this is potential gradient. Potential gradient which can be represented by K. And the balancing length for the EMF of secondary cell is X. Then we can write V by L into, so V by L multiply the balancing length X should be equal to the EMF of the cell in the secondary circuit. So this is potential drop per unit length multiply the balancing length is equal to the EMF in the secondary circuit. So this is nothing but the drop across this portion of the wire is equal to the EMF in the secondary circuit. Substitute the values. V is nothing but 16 by total length is 8 meters into X is to be determined and EMF in the secondary is 8. So we can write 8 twos, so 2 fours. So X is equal to 4 meters. X is nothing but 4 meters from point A. So X is the balancing length for the EMF 8 volts. Clear? So this is the way how we can apply the principle of potentiometer. Coming to the second one, the converse. That means here the balancing length is given. What is the balancing length of this cell of EMF E? That is 1.8 meters. The potential in the primary circuit is 6 volts and the total length of the wire is 5 meters. Then what is the EMF in the secondary cell? Again we can use the same formula. V by L into X is equal to EMF in the secondary cell. There we can write V by L primary circuit potential drop entire the wire by total length, potential drop per unit length multiplying the balancing length which is equal to EMF E. So we can write this is x is equal to E. What is the value of x? X is equal to 1.8 meters. If it is given in centimeters, then we can convert into meters. Then apply the principle of potentiometer. Okay. Then we can write V by L means 6. 6 by V means L means 5 total length. Multiply. What is the value of x? 1.8 is equal to EM. So we can multiply 8. So 10.8 by 5. That is equal to 5 2s are 10. 1 by 6. So this is nothing but EMF in the secondary side. So EMF is equal to 2.16 V. So these are the simple application in potentiometer. Thank you.
Today, I would like to do some more problems on non-profit organizations. Some more problems on non-profit organizations. Exercise number 2, problem number 2. Problem number 2. This is the receipts and payments account of Colonel Sports Club for the year 2014. You are requested to prepare income and expenditure account for the year 2014. So this is the receipts and payments account particulars of Colonel Sports Club for the year December 31st, 2014. So receipts are like this: to balance brought down 1,000, to subscriptions 6,600, included 700 for the year 2015. Next, to interest on investment 2,000, to bank interest 550, to sale of old furniture 500. These are the payments of non-profit organizations. Expenditure of non-profit organizations: salaries 6,000, rent and taxes 1,700, stationery 200, postage 30, cycle purchase 1,800, and balance carried on 920. So total receipts and payments account balance: debit side 10,000, 650, 10,000, 650. These are the certain adjustments must be made. Rent paid included 200 for the year 2013. Rental taxes there 1,700, in which 200 rupees related to previous year, preceding year. So it must be deductible from the rental taxes 17,000, 1,700 minus 200, the credit side of income and expenditure account. Next, salaries payable, outstanding salaries. Salaries is there. Outstanding salaries 900 rupees. So salary is 600 plus payable salaries 900. Next, subscriptions included 600 for the 2013. So total subscriptions 6,600, in which 700 for the 2015 and 600 for the year 2013. Next, receivable subscriptions for the year 2014 400. So there are three adjustments. Adjustments to the subscriptions. Next, cost of furniture sold 800. Sale of furniture 500. It cost 800. So cost of furniture 800. It was sold 500. It is total 300 rupees loss. It must be recorded debit side of income and expenditure account. First of all, you must recognize what are the capital nature, capital expenditure, what are the capital income. So balance, it is a not at all income and expenditure. It is not taken into consideration. Next, sale of furniture. It is also not a revenue, not a revenue income. So it is not taken into consideration. While loss on sale of furniture 300 must be recorded debit side of the income and expenditure account. Next, purchase of cycle. It is also capital nature. It is not taken into consideration. It is recorded in the balance sheet. Then by balance, it is also not expense. It is a only cash in hand. But it is not recorded in the income and expenditure account. So these are the adjustments. So from following receipts and payments account, we must prepare income and expenditure account of Kurnool Sports Club for the year 2014. Come to the point. Income and expenditure account for the year. Income and expenditure account. Income and expenditure account for the year ended 31st December 2014 of Kurnool Sports Club. Kurnool Sports Club. Kurnool Sports Club. Kurnool Sports Club. This account has been divided into two parts. Left side part is called debit balance. Credit side part called as credit balance. CR, DR. Again, debit side can be divided into another column. Expenditure column. Expenditure or particulars. Expenditure column. Amount column. Similarly, credit side has been divided into two parts. Income. Amount. Income, amount. First of all, we will be recorded expenditure particulars from credit side of receipts and payments account. Okay? Here, credit side of receipts and payments account, by salaries. 2 salaries. 2 salaries. 6,000 plus payable or outstanding. Payable salaries. Payable or outstanding salaries in adjustment was given 900. Total salaries for the year 2014 6,900. Total salaries of the Kurnool Sports Club. Total salaries of the Kurnool Sports Club for the year 2014 6,900. Next, rent and taxes 1,700. Adjustment is there. Rent paid included 200 for the year 2013. Okay. 2 rent and taxes. Rent and taxes 1,700 minus for the year 2013 deducted total 1,500 total rental taxes for the year 2014 1,500. Next, stationery is there, no adjustment. Stationery is there, no adjustment. To stationery, to stationery, to stationery, to stationery, 200. Next, by postage, to postage, no adjustment. To postage, 30 rupees. Next, bicycle purchase. Bicycle purchase payment, purchase of bicycle, it is a non-revenue expenditure. It is capital expenditure. So, capital expenditure must be shown asset side of the balance sheet of the non-profit organization. So, any kind of capital payments not recorded in the income and expenditure account. It is recorded only balance sheet of the non-profit organizations. Next, balance. It is a balance end of the financial end of the year. Total balance is 950. It is also not expenditure, not income. So it is shown in the balance sheet. These are the expenditure particulars of the non-profit organization. Similarly, incomes. Balance is not taken into consideration. The opening balance is not taken into consideration. Next, subscriptions. By subscriptions. By subscriptions. 3 adjustments are there. 3 adjustments are there. Minus for the year 2013. For the year 2013, 600 must be deductible. Inner column 6,000 minus received in advance for the year 2015 minus for the year 2015 received in advance 700 5,300 plus receivable for the year current year, receivable for the year 2014, receivable for the year 2014 400 5,700. Next, interest on investments. By interest on investments. By interest on investments. 2,000. No adjustment is there. Next, bank interest. By bank interest. By bank interest. 550. Next year, sale of furniture 500, whereas cost of furniture sold 800 rupees, nearly 300 rupees loss on sale of furniture. So such 300 must be debited to income and expenditure account. Why? Because it is a revenue expenditure, revenue loss for the current year. To loss on sale of furniture, to loss on on sale of furniture. Sale of furniture. $300, only $300. Only $300. These are the expenditure particulars. These are the income particulars of non-profit organization. So, debit balance 7, 14, 1,000, 2,000, 8,900 nearly. 8,900 nearly. So, loss is there. Loss is there. So, debit balance 30, 3, 5, 10, 19, 1, 2 plus 6, 8. 8,930 debit balance expenditure particulars. Carry forward to credit side. 8,930. 8,930. So, credit balance 5, 12, 8,250 credit balance, whereas 8,930 debit balance. So 8,250 the credit balance, debit balance 8,930. Difference is the loss or deficit. 8, 7, 8, 680 is the loss. So by deficit, by deficit 680, by deficit 680. These are the income and expenditure account of Kurnool Sports Club for the year 2014. For the year 2014, once again, salaries 9,000 plus payable 900, 6,900, rent and taxes 1,700 plus minus last year 200, 1,500, stationery 200, postage 30. Similarly, credit side, subscriptions 6,600 minus 2013 for the year 2013, 600. Next, for the receiving advance 2015, 700, 5,300 plus receivable 400, total 5,700. By interest on investments 2,000. Next, by bank interest 550, total debit balance 8,390, 8,930, carry forward to credit side 8,930. Difference between debit balance and credit balance 680 is the loss, deficit. So by deficit or loss for the year 2014. You would like to work out one more problem on non-profit organizations. The following particulars of receipts and payments account prepare income and expenditure account for the year 2014 of Tirupati Sports Club. These are the receipts particulars, these are the payment particulars. So you must read out opening balance 3,485, to entry fee 650, donations 6,000, subscriptions 6,865, interest on investments, bank deposits 1,900, sale of furniture 685, sale of old newspaper 465, income from entertainment 865, sundry receipts 125. These are the receipts of non-profit organizations. Next, credits and payments. Payments means expenditures. Books 6,150, printing and stationery 465, newspapers 1,110, sports material 5,000, repairs 650, buy investments 2,000, buy furniture 1,000, buy salaries 1,500, buy balance 3,165. Grand total 21,040 debit side, 21,040 rupees credit side. There are some adjustments. Outstanding salaries 500. Entry fee and donations have to be capitalized. Entry fee and donations are to be capitalized. These are the capital receipts. You cannot take into consideration. So here instruction is there. Entry fee and donations are to be capitalized. In the circumstances, entry fee and donations are to be recorded in the balance sheet of the non-profit organization, not in income and expenditure account. Then sports material, cost of sports material. Sports material purchase is 5,000, whereas closing value 4,000. There is a depreciation 1,000. So it must be recorded debit side of income and expenditure account, treated as a revenue loss. Then receivable interest on investments. Receivable interest on investments. Receivable interest on bank interest 1,900, receivable 1,000, total 2,900 rupees. These are the adjustments. So, first of all, we must recognize what are the capital expenditure, capital income, balance. It is not taken into consideration. Entry fee, donations. Then is there any here? Instruction is there to be capitalized. Next, interest on bank deposit. Sale of furniture, it is also not revenue income, it is a capital income. Sale of old newspaper, income from investment, sundries, these are the income of non-profit organization. Similarly, payments, books, also capital expenditure, capital payment, not recorded, it is recorded only in the balance sheet. Similarly, sports material purchasing of sports material, it is also capital expenditure, not recorded in income and expenditure account. It is recorded, it is shown in the balance sheet, asset side of the balance sheet. Next, repairs, investments also capital nature. It is not recorded in income and expenditure account. Similarly, furniture, sale of furniture 685. Cost of furniture 1,000. There is a depreciation. 3,150 depreciation is there. So it must be lost. It must be debited to the income and expenditure account. Salaries. It is also revenue expenditure by balance. It is not taken into consideration. So we shall try to prepare income and expenditure account for the year ended. Problem number 3. Income and expenditure account for the year ended. Income and expenditure account. Income and expenditure account for the year ended 2014 of Tirumala Sports Club. Okay. This account has been divided into parts. This side, let's say debit, credit side. Debit part again into particulars column, amount column, or expenditure column, amount column. Similarly, credit side has been divided. Expenditure debit side column. Expenditure amount. Expenditure amount. Income amount. Income amount. First of all, మనము ఎక్స్పెండిచర్ రాస్తున్నాం. ఎక్స్పెండిచర్ కావాలంటే మనకు అన్ని ఇటువైపు ఉంటాయి, రెండు వైపు ఉంటాయి. సో దీని ఓన్లీ వీ కెన్ రికార్డ్, కెన్ టేక్ ఇంటూ కన్సిడరేషన్ రెవెన్యూ ఎక్స్పెండిచర్, నాట్ క్యాపిటల్ ఎక్స్పెండిచర్. ఓకే, హియర్ books, it is a capital expenditure. Next, by printing and stationery, to printing and stationery, to printing and stationery, printing and stationery, 465. Next, buy newspapers, 2 newspapers, expenditure on daily newspapers, 1110. So different magazines have been issued by non-profit organizations for the welfare of members. Newspaper 1110. Next, sports material, it is a capital payment, it is not recorded, it is recorded balance sheet of the asset side of the balance sheet. Next, repairs, 2 repairs, 2 repairs, 650, 2 repairs, 650. Next, investments also capital expenditure, capital nature. It is not recorded in income and expenditure account. It is recorded asset side of the balance sheet, investments. Similarly, furniture 1000, sale of furniture 685. There is a loss 300, 150 loss. So it must be recorded. It must be revenue loss to the non-profit organization. So loss on sale of furniture, loss on sale of furniture, loss on sale of furniture, loss on sale of furniture 315. Next, salaries, 2 salaries, 1500. Adjustment is there. Payable salaries are outstanding salaries. Payable salaries are outstanding salaries plus outstanding salaries, payable salaries 500. Total outer column 2000 rupees. 2000 rupees. Next, bank balance. It is not taken into consideration. It is shown in the balance sheet. Next, income. Here, balance sheet is not taken into consideration. Entry fee. There is a specific instruction regarding entry fee and donations. Entry fee and donations are to be capitalized. So, need not necessarily to take into consideration. So, you must recognize entry fee and donation as a capital expenditure. Next, subscriptions. Buy subscriptions. Buy subscriptions. Buy subscriptions. Buy subscriptions. 6865. 6, 8, 6, 5, 6, 8, 6, 5. No adjustment is there. Outstanding salary, entry fee, sports material, receivable interest on investments. No adjustments. 6, 8, 6, 5. No adjustment is there. Next, interest on bank deposit. Interest on bank deposit. By interest on deposit. By interest on bank deposits. By interest on bank deposits. By interest on bank deposits. 1,900. 1,900 plus receivable plus receivable interest on investments 1,000 total 2,900. Next, sale of furniture 685, cost of furniture 1,000. It is a loss. So it must be recorded. 2 loss on furniture, yes, it is already recorded. Next, sale of old newspapers by sale of old newspapers. By sale of old newspaper 465. Next, to income from entertainments. By income from entertainments. Income from entertainments. Income from entertainments 865. 865. Income from entertainments 865. Next, two sundry receipts. By sundry receipts. Sundry receipts. By sundry receipts 125. Salaries adjusted. Entry fee donations are to be capitalized, not recorded. Sports material, value of sports material 4,000, cost 1,000. To cost of sports material 5,000. Closing balance of sports material 4,000. To depreciation on sports material. To depreciation on sports material. Opening balance 5,000, purchase 5,000 minus closing balance 4,000. 1,000 rupees is the net loss on depreciation of sports material. Next, receivable interest on investments. Interest already recorded, adjustment was made. Here, these are the expenditure particulars of non-profit organization, income particulars of non-profit organizations based on receipts and payments account of Chennai Sports Club for the year 2014. Now we can balance them. Here credit balance is excess over debit balance. Credit balance is more than debit balance. Credit balance. Subscriptions 6865. 5, 10, 15, 20, 4, 10, 16, 22, 2, 3, 11, 15, 24, 32, 5 plus 6, 11. 11,220 is the credit balance. Once again, 5, 10, 15, 20, 4, 10, 16, 22, 3, 11, 15, 24, 32, 3, 9, 11. Carry forward to debit side. Carry forward to debit side. 11,220. Then you can find out whether profit or loss, whether surplus or deficit. If credit balance exceed over debit balance, surplus may be arranged as. If debit balance exceed over credit balance, deficit may be arranged as. Here in this problem, credit balance is 11,220 more than debit balance. Credit balance exceeds over the debit balance. So, debit balance, you can find out debit balance. DR balance, CR balance, 11,220, 11,220. DR balance, debit balance, 5, 10, 10, 2, 7, 8, 14, 14, 1, 4, 10, 10, 11, 15, 15, 15, 1, 2, 4, 5, 5. Surplus 0, 8, 6, 5. 5,680 surplus. 2 surplus are to excess of income. Excess of income over expenditure. Excess of income over expenditure 5,680. These are the income and expenditure account of Tirumala Sports Club based on the following receipts and payments account. So once again I would like to recapitulate here in the receipts and payments account, opening balance and the closing balance is there, not taken into consideration. Why? Because opening balance, closing balance are the not expenses are not income. So that's why we cannot take into consideration. Next, regarding to entry fee and donations, instruction is there to entry fee donations to be calculated. So that is why entry fee and donations not recorded. They are not taken into consideration. Then regarding to sale of furniture cost of furniture 1,000. It was sold for 685 rupees. 1,015 is loss. 1,015 is a loss. So it must be debited to income and expenditure account for the current loss, revenue loss. Next, investment. It is not taken into consideration. Furniture not taken into consideration. And sports material, cost of sports material 5,000. Closing balance 4,000.